Hello and welcome to Rev Sports. I'm Gargi Raut. We're here in Ahmedabad. Joining me for this live is Shomik Chakrabarti. And tonight, India versus New Zealand, the final that we've all been waiting for. The teams have met 3 times before in this tournament, not this particular edition, but in the history of the T20 World Cup. And New Zealand have won all 3 games. So tonight, on a fresh wicket, is India going to go in with an unchanged 11 or will there be some changes? Before I get to talking about what I have on this matter, Shomik, what are your thoughts about Varun Chakravarti? Do you think there is a change there? Are you sensing something? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think there could be a change. Varun Chakravarti might be replaced with either Kuldeep Yadav or Mohammad Siraj. But then again, if they bring on Siraj, they'll be short on the spin department. So Kuldeep Yadav should be his replacement. On form, Varun should not play, and Kuldeep Yadav is a world-class operator. He is sitting in the dugout, so it's not that you are bringing on some rookie. I think there could be a change. Abhishek Sharma didn't bat much yesterday at the nets. He had a long discussion with Gautam Gambhir, but I don't see him being dropped for this game. But Varun Chakravarti, I think at this moment in time, I would say it is 50-50. There is a very real possibility that Varun could be dropped for this game.
Do you think so? Because yesterday, after the practice session, I spoke to a few people. I tried to understand what is going on with Varun Chakravarti because his body language just wasn't looking the same as it always has that I've seen throughout the tournament. And match day -1, he usually comes and does some bowling, but he bowled very few deliveries in the nets. Had a discussion with Mone Mokul. Apart from that, Mohammad Siraj went out there and practiced some range hitting, was in the nets for some time. And it made me think, is this a hint that probably Mohammad Siraj is replacing Varun Chakravarti?
Yeah.
So I spoke to a few other people and I found out, and it was a source that told me that because there is this pre-match ceremony, the closing ceremony that's going to happen, so the bowlers might not have enough time to mark their run-ups ahead of the game. In that sense, Varun Chakravarti and Jasprit Bumrah both marked their run-ups yesterday itself. So which gives us an indication that Varun Chakravarti will very well be playing in the 11.
No, Varun Chakravarti, I don't think he marked his run-up given that, it is specific to this game. He was trying to correct his length, what I saw at the nets. But see, Varun Chakravarti's biggest problem is that he has lost his length. And such course correction are usually done off-season, not during a tournament. He is trying trying to do that match simulation. So that's why he marked his run-up. But Mohammad Siraj, as I have said, yes, you can play Mohammad Siraj, but then who will your second spinner be?
Yeah.
That is a big question.
Tilak?
No, Tilak cannot be a spinner.
No, I'm just saying if there's
he
no
is a
one,
big
then
part
who,
bowler.
then
He
who
cannot
do
be
you
your
bowl?
main spinner. Then you are left with Akshar Patel only. So when you have Kuldeep, you should try him. Let's see how yesterday at the press conference, Suryakumar Yadav kept it open-ended. First, he threw his weight behind Varun. He said, "We are absolutely not worried when a player is not in form. It is the responsibility of the other players to carry him." Stuff like that. But when he was directly asked about whether there would be a change in the playing 11 for this game, he said, "You have to wait. There could be changes. You have to wait until tomorrow."
Which is what threw me off for a loop. And looking at what happened in the practice sessions yesterday, if there is a change, I am sensing that it is Varun Chakravarti who goes out. At this point, it could very well be Kuldeep Yadav, but I do think the arrows are pointing towards Mohammad Siraj for this little thing. And then I got that a little news point from the source as well. So now I'm stuck in a jiffy as to whether or not Varun Chakravarti is going out of the team or not. I think the chances are more of him being dropped than him staying in the team.
Yes, there is a definite chance. I will keep it at that. There is a definite chance. Maybe, I think, see what is happening with Varun not in form, and especially the last game was very damaging. The way Jacob Bethel played him, he sort of toyed with his bowling, and any player would be a bit low on confidence after such a hammering. And the the big problem is that with Varun out of form, there is extra pressure on Bumrah. I mean, you expect him to deliver every time he takes the ball. But cricket remains a game of glorious uncertainties. You never know. Even Bumrah might have an off day. So in that case, who is your next wicket-taking option? So that is a big question. So I think playing Varun uh, in the final will be fraught with risks, and the prudent call will be to replace him with Kuldeep Yadav.
I do think because of I completely take your point of India being one spinner short, but on this wicket, do you think Kuldeep Yadav is the best option? Because New Zealand batters also in the middle order are there are some batters who play really well against spin. Kuldeep Yadav, on the other hand, hasn't had a great matchup with New Zealand and has a very mixed result there. So, what are your thoughts about that?
See, Kuldeep Yadav, during the New Zealand series, during the bilateral series, he was not that effective. But we have to keep in mind the mitigating factor also. That series was played in winter, where dew played a massive part. And for any spinner, it was pretty difficult to grip the ball, especially bowling second. Now, it is the onset of summer, and at least until yesterday, there is no dew. I don't know, it is a very unpredictable thing.
Yeah.
It might, there could be dew today itself, but it's a very unpredictable thing. But if there is no dew, and given Kuldeep at the end of the day, he's a world class spinner. He is a match winner in his own right. So Kuldeep, and when your number one spinner, your premier spinner, you have done that with you have done that with your opening combination. You have done that with opening combination. You have brought back Sanju Samson and moved Tilak down the order. So that was a very logical decision, and it has augured well for the team. So here also, when your premier spinner is not bowling well, the another option could be Washington Sundar. You know, Gautam Gambhir likes him. Gautam Gambhir likes him. So Washington Sundar as a batting all-round, he's off spin. But on this, the if the pitch is like a motorway, like a highway, the one as a Wankade, you'd always prefer to go to someone who can give you wickets even in tough conditions. Washington Sundar at the best will try to restrict runs, and he will bring some extra batting down the order. But you don't need extra batting. So I think India should go for an out-and-out match winner in Kuldeep Yadav.
Interesting. It's panning out to be an interesting debate because none of us are sure of whether or not Varun will make it to the team. And
Yes, as of now, no.
Yeah, and at this point, all signs are pointing towards Varun Chakravarti not being in the playing 11. Final couple of minutes on the show. We'll take some comments here. Rohan, why will Adidas give me a T-shirt? I bought it with my own money. Varun Tiwari is asking, New Zealand players are good in playing spin, so Siraj can be the option, but Kuldeep is the better option. That's what we've been discussing. Nashali, how did we come to this? From having one of the best bowling units to saying if Bumrah has an off day, question mark. I believe in my team, and even if they had a few bad games, I'll still believe. I think he's talking about Suryakumar Yadav. Suryakumar Yadav did back Varun Chakravarti yesterday in that press conference. But what threw us off for a loop was usually, when you're talking about changes or when you ask Surya, do you think this player could come in or this player could go out? He has a very outright answer to it. One clip that went viral where he said, who do I drop to bring in a Sanju Samson? And at that point in time. So he used to give very straightforward answers to any questions about changes in the team. But yesterday he said that you have to wait for the changes. So which tells us
I
there will be
think the
changes.
team management is also a bit torn as regards taking the decision. At the end of the day, Varun is still the number one bowler in the T20I rankings. So they are a bit torn, but you have to go with current form. No one should be, unless you are a Bumrah, unless you are a Jasprit Bumrah, no one in the team should be indispensable. So, and it's not that you don't have a quality backup. You have a quality backup. So it is like Gautam Gambhir himself said he is not a data-driven coach.
Yeah.
And he prefers to go with his instincts, with his gut. So this is the time. This is the time. If he is not a data-driven coach, he should go with his instinct, with his gut, and play Kuldeep Yadav.
All right, and I'll give you a little anecdote as well. There was Ajit Agarkar and RP Singh yesterday who were watching the net sessions very, very closely, who are also, looking at the conditions, trying to test everything out. I think there'll be a very tough decision on the hands of the Indian management and the selectors and the captain as well, picking out that playing 11. This is a match you don't want to lose. You've made it to the final. Now you want to defend your title here at the Narendra Modi Stadium. We'll be back very soon at 12 with the entire team, Rohit, me, Shomik, and Shabayan. And we'll discuss on this further, get their insights as well and what they have been getting from their sources. But till then, stay tuned to Rev Sports. We'll be back very soon.